30 seconds later, we're back.
All right, but it's been a week for you guys. So we were discussing what the Yankees had not done, what the Red Sox had not done, and what the Tampa Bay Rays have not done compared to what the Astros have done, which was get a three-headed monster, and I believe it was Maddox or Schmaltz. One of them said it was. One of them said that nasty rotation of the '90s Braves. He was like, "Oh yeah, these Astros are better than what we were." And I mean, they only won one World Series, that Braves team. But there was still a very good rotation, nevertheless. Yeah. So considering that's like probably one of the most recent, most dominant rotations we've seen in the last 20, 30 years, to say this one's to be reckoned with.
That one gets dominance from its longevity, just keeping all the young stars. But the Astros are the new model of how to build a team, which is that you have all these great young hitters, you keep some of them, and then you trade the rest for veteran starting pitchers. In the Astros case, Justin Verlander, Garrett Cole, and now Zach Greinke.
Now, Garrett Cole is still fairly young. I mean, he's had his time here, so he is a veteran, but he's not as much of a veteran as, say, Verlander or even Greinke, and both those guys are on the other side of 30.
But they're also Hall of Fame caliber guys.
They are. Greinke got his Cy Young with Kansas City.
I think so. Yeah.
So he got that, and what a transformation he's had over the years. He was like that shy sort of guy.
Yeah, from a guy who had issues and nearly left baseball in the late 2000s. Yeah. Very quietly, he's been one of the best pitchers of the National League.
He had a down year and a half or whatever.
It's still serviceable.
But he was still good, and then he sort of like, hey, this is my contract, I'm living up to this.
Yeah.
Because he got a very nice contract a couple of years back for Arizona. So it's kind of interesting to see his transformation, and we saw what Verlander did to reinvent himself when he came over to Houston from Detroit to help them win that World Series, get himself a ring that he missed with Detroit that 1 year. Was that back in 2006?
I think 2 years, 2006, and then when they refaced the Cardinals. I think we're in agreement that the Astros are more or less
definitely the team to beat.
Yeah, but are the team to beat against anyone in the National League. As much as they have the three-headed rotation, that the Dodgers have a great rotation as always.
What's his name? The lefty, Hyunjin Ryu.
Hyunjin Ryu.
Whatever his name is. This is great.
Pardon the interruption for these mispronunciations.
Anyway, I believe he hit the injured list.
Yeah,
to be politically correct.
It's just it was just a spot thing.
Little thing.
They called up Dustin May, just spot start. It's nothing serious from what I'm aware of.
May had some very wavy, wild hair.
Do you know he already has a nickname?
What?
Ginger Guard. Because he looks basically like what would happen if Noah Syndergaard and Justin Turner had a baby.
Yep. Kershaw, he showed last year that he can pitch a good or two quality start of a postseason game, get that sort of monkey off his back. But we'll have to see if he can repeat it again this year.
Or if the Dodgers become the Major League Baseball version of the Buffalo Bills.
Yep. So right now they're 0 for 2.
Yeah.
Will we see 0 for 3?
Oh, but yeah, I think the Dodgers probably have the best shot of beating the Astros and maybe the Braves just because they have the best young lineup and a good enough pitching staff. I don't think anything in the Central has a great shot just because there's some problems one way or another. The Brewers don't have a rotation. The Cubs have gotten iffy performances out of a few guys.
Yeah, I've heard Madden's on the hot seat maybe. But
yeah, it sounds like he's kind of like a little tired. I think it's part of the old manager mentality versus the new front office control.
And it's just sort of not working with him.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he'll go to another team that'll let him run the organization the way he wants to, or if he'll just sort of retire and get
No, someone will want him. He's too good.
So,
it's just like with Bud Black in Colorado. They'll become a hot commodity. I think Joe Girardi, if the Cubs position is open, I think that's the only managerial job he's kind of really looking at. He's turned down a few other opportunities the last year or so. Been an analyst at MLB Network, but He would be a great fit for the Cubs.
I'm kind of curious if A-Rod's ever gonna get to be some sort of manager.
No.
I mean, I like his smarts, but I think he's interesting when he's given his like interviews and whatnot.
I don't think a team
But
wants that.
I don't
media
think he'd
circus.
want that. I don't think they'd want the circus.
No.
But I think he would be interesting, sort of like Ozzie Guillen.
Yeah.
Although maybe.
Yeah. The difference is Ozzie Guillen could have used that money. A-Rod doesn't
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
To use that
Yeah.
money.
I'm just more curious to see A-Rod run a team and how he would do it.
Maybe a future All-Star game. Maybe they always have them for the futures games. And such.
No, I want to see him take an entire team in an entire year and see what he can do.
You just want chaos, don't you?
I kind of do. I think he would just be really interesting of a person just to see, like, I don't know, maybe team up with Derek Jeter with the Marlins.
Oh God!
I think we could do something here with that.
And Jorge Posada's the bench coach.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not? Anything goes in baseball these days. Even a pitcher being in the outfield and an outfielder being on the mound.
Well, speaking of that, what was it? I think it was like the Rays versus the Red Sox or whatever it was. They had the pitcher move to the outfield, but then by doing that you lose your DH. But then new pitcher comes in, takes over like that spot, moves it around, and the Red Sox coach was just like very confused of like what was going on. It's like, dude, it's not that hard. You just move that here, move that over here. He's allowed to come back in.
The answer is he hasn't played enough National League baseball.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
So it was just
which is why the DH should not go into the National League.
Yeah, I don't know. I think with all these like prima donnas right now, with like they're like, I mean, even Sir Didi has like some knuckle issues right now, so he's now day to day. Well, I mean, that was 2 weeks.
That was
ago.
dating. By now, he's either played or some catastrophic injury has occurred.
So,
we do not know.
We don't know. But like even that, so I mean, like I feel like you want to like protect your pitchers a little bit more and just go with the DH.
Yeah. At the same time, you don't, like a few weeks ago, which was yesterday in recording time, we had the Phillies put it, as I referenced, Vince Velasquez in the outfield. He made a couple great plays, and then Roman Quinn on the mound, which he pitched 2 innings of one-run ball. You wouldn't get that as much, if at all, with a DH.
No. But I think we're gonna stop that there because I'm not sure where we are on the recording thing.
I think at this point we're just going to talk about nonsense that would be wildly inaccurate because this is 2 weeks after we've recorded.
Yeah, so stay tuned. I'm working on a project, so hopefully you'll see that by the beginning of September. So stay tuned for that.
Can't wait to see it.
All right. See ya.